Museum Wakwaba Edoba Daily Update TV. So then I'll show you Medina now subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share the commercial conversation. Here Enra Kofodia High Court Eddie ruling be by. Now ruling now or the buy no or dismiss NDC for application against a year 2024 election victory or Modema and Dompre. Now with dismiss our case and all rewarded a year NDC piece with a certain amount. Now Deputy Director of Operations of Elections Dr. Rashid Tanko say Omonje results into they will appeal it to overturn this ruling. This is a travesty of justice. Omonje results into Omonje Kofodia High Court ruling into na TV Tafa credit ma TV3 omo play the scenes before said ye satama no don't pray declare no emo koye recollection omo declare man no Dr. Rashid Tanko Deputy of Director of Election say results no kiane ki hwebi omonje enyere entuma busua yenko tie wa bera e frɛ no aye dwumadi so council Alfred frɛ no ewo TV3 aye dwumadi so ona bon say Dr. Rashid Tanko nani abre pa say abano mawiem even kura no on court no and this MPP for trokoma court no say on dismisses and this for application no entin oma anodon prekra mi chire say mu no there was we need some a current update on a outstanding constituencies na under contention to be into this a conversation ya ba ya betu one common so stay tuned.
News.com. This is Ghana Tonight. We're live on 3FM 92.7, also on TV3 Ghana on Facebook, and on DSTV channel 279. We're all across the world on 3news.com. Coming up next here on Ghana Tonight, the High Court dismisses the National Democratic Congress parliamentary election petition against the Member of Parliament for the Nsoma Dredjure constituency, Frank Dompre. What's next for the NDC? That's the question. Really, that will be finding out from the Deputy Director of IT and Elections for the NDC. That's Dr. Tanko Computer, Rashid Tanko Computer is going to be joining us in a bit. But the Koforidua High Court earlier today dismissed the election petition case challenging Frank for the Nsoma Dredjure constituency after the December 2024 parliamentary election. This is one of a number of the election petitions running as we speak. The petition, which sought to invalidate essentially the election of Frank Dompre as the MP-elect or declared by the Electoral Commission, was struck out by the court earlier today following a legal application filed by the Director of Legal Affairs for the New Patriotic Party, Gary Nimakomafo. So you recall all the issues that surrounded this particular election in the Nsoma Dredjure constituency, the violence that characterized that election process on December 7th and a couple of days afterwards. And the counting process the collation was halted and it was brought to the Greater Accra region, specifically the police training school, where the Electoral Commission had designated a coalition for the Greater Accra region taking place in some of the disputed constituencies, and eventually that declaration was made in a very, very tense atmosphere at the time. Then the NDC also clearly indicated their intention to contest this in the court of law. This process has traveled up until this particular point as we have it. What you're seeing on the screen are the violent moments that characterize that election process in that constituency. Let's hear a bit of that just to lay the basis for exactly how this case has transpired to now. So this is how the issues played out. And you recall on Tuesday, February 25th, the Koforidua High Court bailiff issued a substituted order requiring Frank Dompre, the Electoral Commission, and the Clerk of Parliament to appear before the court in Koforidua. This order was in connection with that election petition filed by the NDC, which alleged that the Electoral Commission made an improper declaration in favor of Frank Dompre. The case, spearheaded by the NDC parliamentary candidate, Femi Salom Philibert, and his legal team, contested the legitimacy of Frank Dompre as MP for Francois Madridjuri. But the court's ruling today not only dismissed the petition, but also imposed a cost of 25,000 cedis on the NDC parliamentary candidate. Now, Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer is Deputy Director of IT and Elections for the NDC. Is joining us on Zoom right now. Dr. Rashid Tanko, this appears to be a clear blow to you in your efforts to overturn the election results in some Madridjuri, is it not? Because then this case against Frank Dompre has been ruled out, and also a cost awarded in his favor on the head of your candidate in the area.
Alfred, let me say good evening to you and your cherished viewers and the good people of Ghana, especially the NDC activists and supporters. Alfred, this is just the beginning of things to come.
How do you mean?
What I mean is that we are not going to accept this ruling. This ruling is a total travesty of justice, and we are not going to accept it.
Why do you describe it as travesty of justice?
It's a total travesty of justice. What? Alfred?
No, I was asking why do you describe this ruling as a total travesty of justice? Exactly why?
The reason being that Arnaud Dompre was illegally declared. They used fake pink sheet. We saw it. I'm happy you are showing something at this on your screen. At Tessano, I was there. The returning officer who was attempting to declare on that day, we pointed out to him that, look, these pink sheets being used by the MPP were fake pink sheets because they photocopied them. They were photocopy pink sheets. Do we use photocopy pink sheets to declare results?
Well,
that's what they were doing.
Did you adduce all of this in the court of law? Did you adduce all of this in the court of law?
Look, Alfred,
I'm asking you if you adduced this pink sheet you talk about, which you say was fake and were used to declare him as MP. Did you adduce it in a court of law as evidence?
Alfred, the trial judge did not even allow us to go through the whole work of the processes involved. They use what is known as that there's no case for them to answer. They filed a writ calling that the judge should dismiss our petition. They do not even allow us to open for another plaintiff to open his defense so that we go into the matter and scrutinize the process leading to the declaration of the results. They didn't allow that.
I see.
They filed a process asking that the court should dismiss our decision, and the judge upheld their writ today by dismissing the matter. So invariably, we have not even gone to the issues. That is why we are saying it's travesty of justice.
But the
why would the judge do such a ruling?
The court thinks otherwise. I mean, I'm sure the court saw reason in the argument of Gary Nemako to that extent, granting this particular ruling, is it not?
That is why we describe it as a total travesty of justice. We as a party, the NDC, will not accept this. We are going to appeal against it. We are even in the process. We want to get a complete ruling of it. We have seek this in clearance from our legal committee, and we are asking that we are going to file an appeal against this one. We are not going to allow it to stay. These are the things they do, and we allow illegal people to parade themselves as MPs in Parliament. And they were causing all manner of noise and disturbing everybody here in the House of Parliament. These are the things. They are illegal MPs, and we are going to fight them out to it. We are not going to relent on this.
But until the court rules otherwise, do you think it's unfair to describe him as an illegal MP?
Of course, that is why we say it's a travesty of justice. Yes, we are not bastardizing the court. Yes, the court, we respect the courts, whatever they are doing, but we believe that this one, the court got it wrong. And that is why we are saying that we respect them. The judiciary is one of the important arm of government that we respect. And in fact, we normally describe them as the last resort.
Right.
When there are challenges in governance, that is where we go.
So,
okay, but we cannot allow this. That is why we are saying that we will make sure that we will use the same legal process to overturn this ruling.
I see. So essentially, you're saying you're going to appeal. You're going to appeal this ruling.
Yes, we are going to appeal against this ruling. We are not going to allow it to stand.
I see. But until then, the legality or illegality of the status of Dompre is still at least intact. The legality is settled by this ruling as we speak until you challenge it, is it not?
And that is why we are saying we have given indication that we are going to challenge this. And we are calling on our party supporters and activists in the constituency to be rest assured that NDC leadership will not allow this one to lie down. We are going to follow it through. Alfred, look, these things, if we don't stop it, the tendency of people getting away with it in the near future will be too much. They will going to have a lot of people who are not validly elected using crooked electoral processes and then blind judicial officers to get themselves into their house or his house. These are the things we are preventing. And we are saying that we are not going to accept this. You saw that it happened, you remember the High Court thing that gave them the first mandamus, and Supreme Court quashed that decision and asked the judge to recuse himself from the case. You remember that matter?
Yes.
These are the issues we are talking of.
Well,
if we allow it to lie low without going to Supreme Court, you know the kind of damage that judge would have done to the judicial system of this country. Well, these are the things we are talking of. MP today, look at another ruling. Look at this plain travesty of justice. I mean, I would describe it as they've just robbed us off. And we're not going to allow it. I
intend to juxtapose the earlier position you espoused and the confidence you have in the judiciary, and then also you just pointing to some of them as crooked judicial officers. I mean, where do I find the balance in all of this?
I'm saying that, look, when you have a problem with the judiciary, you use the same process to remediate it. Is that not true? Yes, you use the same process. If you realize that this is a crooked judicial officers who have connived with the MPP to steal the mandate of people, you still use the same judicial system to correct that kind of crooked ruling. And I gave you an example of what happened in Accra High Court. When the judge did that ruling on Sunday, Saturday afternoon, didn't we go to the Supreme Court and they quashed that ruling? We stop it. We quashed the ruling at the Supreme Court. We use the same legal system to quash. And I'm saying that, yes, you can describe, because that day it was a very bad ruling. And we pointed out the ills in that ruling. And actually, when we went to Supreme Court, they upheld our position and quashed it. And I'm saying that the same thing. Today ruling, we have seen that that ruling cannot stand. It doesn't have legs to stand.
Okay.
It defies all legal logic. And that is why we are going to fight it.
I see. So when is this process of appeal starting, as you have indicated right now?
We are putting our documents together. Our lawyers are in action as I speak now. We are not going to allow it to lie down. We are not going to allow it. We will make sure that no illegal MP is allowed in the House. We will fight them and make sure that they are out using the legal means, the legal process to get them out from the House so that the right persons will represent the people. They voted for them. Look, they voted for Selo. Our candidate, they voted for him. These people use vandal means to get away with it. Brought fake pink sheet, brought a photocopy ones. Where did they get it from?
Dr. Asitako, we'll still have to wait to live to the court, is it not, to declare on this matter. But then again, I know that there's another issue that you're dealing with. That is the Ablekuma North constituency. As we speak, they don't have an MP. They don't have an MP in Parliament. What's the latest on that?
Yes, we are still in court. That one too, we are at the Supreme Court. You know, the Electoral Commission came last week with an application trying to use the same modus operandi they used at Kofredwa, so that the judges would dismiss the matter and allow the Electoral Commission to go ahead and declare their candidate they want as a winner, the MPP candidate. That's what they are doing. We know their candidate. They are just forced using every means to use those fake scanned copies or photocopies pink sheets to declare an MPP candidate winner. That's what they are trying to do, and we stop them. And so the court granted us relief to go and respond to their application. So they gave us 7 days to do that. As we speak now, we have already assembled all our responses to that, their application they brought at the Supreme Court. So we are waiting for the next adjourned date. We'll go in and argue the case over there. We are not going to allow them. Look, the only way out, Likee North can get a parliamentary candidate for us to go back and do a rerun of the 62 polling stations. They should go and conduct electoral commission.
Well, but the last time the EC spoke about it, they indicated that they needed protection. And if they get the protection, they can go ahead and declare the results for Likee North. So that issue about they rerun some of the polling stations is really not on the table as far as the public pronouncement of the Electoral Commission is concerned.
What protection do they want? They want to do an illegality and they want somebody to protect
they want police protection, essentially, so
they
can be secured.
Alfred, they are involved in illegal activity. And they want police protection.
What do you describe as illegal? What do you describe as illegal?
The Electoral Commission. Alfred, is this same Electoral Commission, and at the last IPAC meeting when I attended before we went to the Supreme Court on that matter, told us they don't have any pink sheet for those 62 areas. This was their statement. And we said, fine, if you don't have the pink sheet, the MPP too said they don't have the pink because of what happened. And that they have scanned copies. You are relying on MPP scanned copies. Masters of manufacturing fake pink sheets and scanned copies, you want to rely on it to declare a resource. The MPP, they are masters of stealing and rigging elections. Well, we managed to stop them.
I mean, this is, you see, when you go on this path, then I also was going to ask you, I'm going to ask you questions about what specifically you mean by this and whether or not the Electoral Commission has not stated its position on Likee North. We know how the processes have been in Likee North. And so are you saying that the Electoral Commission, what they have said there is not true and that they are aiding the MPP? What's the evidence? What evidence do you have to that effect?
Alfred, the evidence abounds. You saw it. Your cameras captured it. When they went to look for the 62, after the High Court client ruling for them to go and do the recollation, you saw that they went and brought their own presiding officers who came and said those pink sheets were not theirs. The whole presiding officers, they brought pink sheet, MPP scanned pink sheet. Do you know that the Electoral Commission don't have even one of the 62 pink sheets? They don't have. All these things that they are talking of is from MPP.
So does that mean the law does not allow for scanned pink sheet to be admitted in any form? There's no provision in the law that allows for that.
There is no provision in CI 127 that you should use scanned copies or for photocopies to declare any resource. There's nothing like that. They should point it out to us. It is just the MPP, they wanted them to show up their numbers in parliament. That's why they are trying to do that. And we pointed it out to them that we won't accept it. Nobody is going to accept that kind of thing. Alfred, give me a laptop right now. I'll sit down, I will design a pink sheet, concoct figures on it, print it out and tell you that it's a scanned copies. Will you accept it? When they did that, presiding officers came and told them that this one is not ours. I didn't sign this. I didn't sign this. Where did they get it from? And I was expecting the police to have arrested the MPP officers who were seated there with those scanned copies. Because these are forgery of documents. And they should have arrested them. Well, and yet you want to declare results with those things. Who will accept this? The NDC will not accept this.
Okay. As we speak, you're on the path of still challenging this one as well. We'll wait to see what the next step will be in this and some other jury constituency. As you have indicated, you're going to contest this ruling by the court earlier today. Dr. Sofo Rashid Tanko Computer, thank you very much for joining us.
I'm grateful.
Is the Deputy Director of IT and Elections for the NDC, and then also the acting CEO of GIFEC, Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer there. But that is information as we have it. The High Court in Koforidua, under the leadership of Justice Adai, has ruled in favor of Frank Dompre, Member of Parliament for Nsawam Adrejuri constituency, by dismissing a petition challenging his election. What we do know now, in addition to that particular decision,
subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share. God bless you.